All right. So we're going to be solving equations that have variables on both sides. Both sides of what? The equal sign. So we're going to have variables on the left side and variables on the right side. So notice this one. Now the first thing you want to do is you want to combine my terms first. So look at where's my paper? There you go. So look at the left side first. All right. Can we combine any like terms here? We have a 5. Any other constants? No. We have a y. Ooh, here's another y. So let's combine these. What's negative 2y minus 3y? Or negative 2 minus 3. All right. So when you're adding and subtracting, if the signs are the same, you just add them. So 2 plus 3 is going to give us, there's 5 negatives. So get negative 5y. And drop down that 5. And yeah, that's it. And can we simplify the right side? No, it's already simplified. It's already 4y plus 31. So let's bring that down as well. All right. So here we have a y term on the left side and a y term on the right side. We also have a constant on the left side and a constant on the right side. So what we want to do is we want to move all of the y terms first, the variable terms first. I always like to move the smaller term. That way you won't end up with a negative later on. Okay, now you could do it either way. So here we can either move the negative 5y or we can move the 4y. What's smaller, negative 5 or 4? Negative 5. So the opposite of subtracting 5 is plus 5y. Okay, and if you want to subtract 4y, you can too. I'll show you that. I guess I can show you that later if I have time. Bring down the 5 equals 4 plus 5 is 9y minus 31. And now okay, don't focus on the top part. Now we have 5 equals 9y minus 31. So how do we get that y by itself? We want to add 31. Remember, you want to get rid of the subtracting and addition first, and then get rid of the multiplication and division. These cancel out. We get 36 equals 9y. Now the opposite. Remember, when you don't see an operation in between the number and the variable, that's multiplication. So the opposite of multiplying by 9 is dividing by 9. So we divide both sides by 9. We get y equals 4. Ta-da! All right. So I promised that I said that I would show you what would happen if we added or got rid of the 4y. Here, I'm going to do it without showing those steps, okay? So I'm going to do it down here. Oh, you can also check your work just like before. Oops. Let me zoom out. There you go. Right, 5y equals 4y minus 31. Here I'm going to subtract 4y this time. So minus 4y, and then here we get negative 11y. Here we get 5 equals negative 31. I'm going to subtract the 5 this time, and then get negative 11y equals negative. Why 11? Sorry, that was my fault. Where'd that 11 come from? All right, so negative 5y minus 4y is negative 9y. And subtract the 5 from the negative 31, you get negative 36. Divide by negative 9. Okay, divide by negative 9. And you will get, you'll get y equals positive 4. Okay, so you'll get the same answer whether you get rid of the 4y or the 5y but I like to work without the negatives, so that's why I moved the smaller term. Okay, smaller variable term first. All right, let's look at number 2. Here we have parentheses. Whenever you have a number or a variable or a negative sign right in front of the parentheses, you should know you want to distribute. Okay, distribute. I'm in a space. Oh well. So 2 times 3y is 6y. Why am I saying y? 6w. And 2 times negative 5 is negative 10 equals, and then here, this is actually like, this is like multiplying by a negative 1, okay? So negative 1 times w is negative 1w, and negative 1 times positive 13 is negative 13. Basically, you're just going to be changing the signs for the inside. That's it. All right. And now, hey, same thing as before. Let's move the variable term first. So 6w and a negative w. Which one is smaller, 6 or negative 1? Negative 1 is smaller. Now here it's plus negative w, right? Or minus a w. So the opposite of subtracting w is adding a w. These cancel out. We get 6w plus 1w is 7w minus 10 equals negative 13. And now we have a two-step equation. We have a times 7 and we have a minus 10. So what do we get rid of first? The subtraction. Opposite of subtracting 10 is adding 10. And you get 7w equals negative 13 plus 10. The signs are opposite, so we're subtracting. 13 minus 10 is 3. And a negative, because there are more negatives than there are positives, right? And then opposite of multiplying by 7 is dividing by 7. So we divide both sides by 7, and we get a fraction. It's okay. Fractions are fine. There we go. So w equals negative 3 over 7. And that is that. However, I have more over here in the back. Sorry. Now, same thing. Here we have a 5t minus 7 equals 15 plus 5t. Now, we want to move the variable terms first, so which one is smaller, the 5t or the 5t? Hey, they're the same, so it doesn't matter which one we move, because they're going to cancel out anyways. So let's subtract 5t here, and subtract 5t here. What's 5 minus 5? Cancels out. 5 minus 5 cancels out. Uh-oh, sometimes you're going to get this, okay? And then your answer is going to be a little different from what we saw before. So in the previous example, this is one solution, okay? We ended up with one solution here. Just w equals negative 3/7. But watch what happens here. The 5t and the negative 5t cancels out. Same on the right side. So we're left with negative 7 equals 15. Does negative 7 equal 15? The answer is, of course not. So this one is no solution. Not equal, so no solution. Okay, so there is no answer. All right, and we'll talk about this later, but they actually end up being parallel lines, so they're never gonna intersect, they're never gonna cross. All right. And number 4, we have 14y minus 8 equals 2 times 7y minus 4. Now, can we do anything on the left side? 14y minus 8? No. Can't combine any like terms. Can we do anything on the right side? Yes. there's a parentheses and there's a number in front. Whenever you have a number in front of the parentheses, you want to distribute. All right, so 2 times 7y is 14y, and 2 times -4 is -8. And this one didn't change, so 14y minus 8. And let's subtract. Let's get rid of the 14y, but they're both 14y, so the opposite of adding 14y. And you're probably wondering, I don't see addition. Yeah, I know. We see subtraction, but there's an invisible positive sign in front of the 14, right? So whenever you see subtraction or addition, look at the sign in front of that number. So opposite of adding 14y is subtracting 14y. Those cancel out. We're left with -8 equals -8. Now do those equal each other? They do. They're the same number, right? Same number. So this one is going to be infinitely many solutions. Infinitely many solutions. That means no matter what number you plug in for the y, you'll always end up with the same number on both sides. All right, now that's the end for that, but if you want to see, okay, if that actually works, just plug in a number for y. Let's plug in, I don't know, a random 3. 14 times 3 minus 8. Now it has to be the same number in both of the y's. 7 times 3 minus 4. Again, I'm just showing you what the infinitely many solutions means. So we're done. Don't worry. 14 times 3, that's going to give us 42 minus 8 equals 2, and then 7 times 3 is 21 minus 4. 21 minus 4 is going to give us, 42 minus 8 is going to give us 34 equals, and then 21 minus 4 is going to give us 17 times 2 is 34. Yay! So no matter what number we plug in, it's always going to end up being the same answer. Okay, that's why it's infinitely many solutions. No solution means no matter what number you plug in, it's going to be wrong. Right? And we could show you here. 5 times 3. Again, we can use any number. I'm just using 3. Equals 15 plus 5 times 3. Let's check. 5 times 3 is 15. Minus 7 equals 15 plus 15 is, and 15 minus 7 is 8. Equals 15 plus 15 is 30. Those aren't the same. See, no matter what number you plug in for these, it'll never be equal. That's why it's no solution. Infinitely many solutions, no matter what number you plug in for the variable, you'll always end up with the same answers. They'll always be equal.